Well, welcome, friends. It's good to be back with you, whether you're watching it tonight, which is Thursday night, um, or later on. I just love hanging out with you guys, and so tonight, and I'm Marianne. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Welcome to Kiss Up Cards. Keep it simple, stamping up. So tonight, we're going to talk about rectangles and how to dress up a card with rectangles. Now, the beauty of this is that you can go to your scrap. Let me just turn you around. This is my scrap cart. In the top is all the designer series paper. In the bottom is my cardstock. And then I have a bottom drawer tray that doesn't have anything in it yet. Well, other than odds and sods, I don't know where to put, but I'll figure something out for that. And this is on wheels, so I roll it close to me, I take a look through it, and if you've been making cards for a while, you end up with pieces that you don't know what to do. They're not big enough to do on a card, but they're not small enough to toss in the garbage. And we paid for this, so you don't just want to be, that's a lot of paper. And so I look for ways to use up my scrap paper. Now you're going to get a 2-for-1 tonight, because the last video I shared was about being bedecked out with ribbons. Well, I'm going to show you another way to do ribbons. And we're just going to wrap it around the tag, and I'll show you an example of that. So here's the card we're making. It's rectangles. And there you see the ribbon just wrapped around and tied off. You can do a bow. I'm not stopping anybody from doing a bow, but a lot of people struggle with bows. And this one, we've just wrapped it around and tied it off. So you get rectangles and a wraparound. So 2-for-1 tonight. So stay tuned for that. When I come to share with you about cards, my goodness, my mind is so full of different ideas that I'm like, okay, what do I want to share with you tonight? What do I want to do? So I've got another stack of ideas going on over here. You can't see it, but it's over here. I'm like, and I was just looking through my papers. Oh yeah, that'll be good for that class and that class. So I am just looking forward to it. Now, this is a Christmas card, but let me look through my scrap stuff and see if I can find something else, because I'm just focused on Christmas right now. 'Tis the season. We're coming up to Christmas. We're going to need Christmas cards. I like to have them made up ahead. So for example, I went out about a week and a half ago, and I'm like, and it was with 4 girlfriends, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give each of them a card. And so I was able to go through my stash and grab cards and just do it that way, because there's not enough time to make it before I'm going. There's just not enough time. So to make them up ahead of time is really, really good. I really encourage you to do that, to have that. So I'll show you my stash. Oops, it's too far away for me to reach. But I have a nice little covered basket. So this basket has, one side is Christmas cards. I have Christmas cards over here. I have some of them I've made on the videos. And so I just have them here, and I have them with the envelopes, and that one got separated from the envelope. Well, there it is. Okay. And then on this side, I have all occasion greeting cards. So I just have to kind of look through it. This is what I made on the video, last video, all bedecked out with ribbons. So I have these are smaller cards. So it was over 2 videos, the smaller cards and the bedecked with ribbon. And so I just have popped those in here, and some are thinking of you, some are birthday cards, some are thank you cards. So I have something for every occasion ready to go. So It's because I don't have time. Sometimes you don't have the time just before an event, or you know, I'm just coming home from work and now I have to go out to an event. There's no time there to make a card. I have to do this when I have time. And so you're going to find that out as well. You're not going to be able to make a card. Now, you don't have to stamp the card ahead of time. You can do that at the last minute if you want as well, or the inside. You can stamp that as the last minute as well. But that's up to you. I sometimes stamp it just before I'm going because it doesn't take long to stamp something and put a greeting on the inside. But sometimes I do them ahead of time. So, you know, just whatever you're feeling like at the time, just go with the flow, you know? So come and join me at my craft table. Okay, so this is the card that I showed you. Whoops. I'm like, that's not backwards printing, that's upside down. This one I made on a colored background, okay? The first one I made was on a white background and I just stamped on the card. Then I added some gems and a bow. It's okay, I like it, but when I did this one, I was like, oh my gosh, that I like. And I think it's the colored background. I've done this technique before, just playing around with it and making cards in the past. And I do like it on a colored background. For some reason, it makes things pop. This is okay, but I like this better. So in the comments, just comment which you like better, A or B. So I'm going to show you how to do it on color, and I'm going to take this same paper and do it on this green. And we'll just see what the difference is. So the difference is we need to put a white center in so that we have something to stamp our sentiments on. We would see it on the green, but we wouldn't see it on the dark blue. Okay, so what we need are 2 pieces. So let me start with the blue. We need 2 contrasting pieces of designer series paper, pattern paper. So I picked these 2, and I think they'll just go really nicely on the dark blue. And this pattern doesn't run, it can go any way. But if you have a pattern that goes a certain way, you need to, whoops, sorry about that, folks, making a jiggle. You need to be careful about that. You'll always, if you have something that's directional, before you do that first cut, always turn it. And then you'll always have a perfect cut, okay? All right, so we need 1-inch strips. So 1-inch strips. Whoops, need my blade down at the bottom. Okay. And then we need 4 1/4. Okay. So this is a little longer than 4 1/4. So I'm going to have a little piece left over. You know what? We can use that to build cards with rectangles or make squares and build squares. So it's not something that I need to throw out yet. I tend to maybe hang on to paper longer than I need or smaller than I need. But anyway, I always try to find a use for it. And I'll show you different ideas coming up in future videos as well. Okay, so we have 2 strips, 1 inch by 4 1/4. Okay, now this one, it doesn't really matter if it's going this way or this way. But I'd like to keep this going like this. So then I need to do it this way, I think. Yeah. Okay. Let's test it out and see. So now we're going to make 1 by 3. Oh my gosh, that's Okay. Whoops, that's the scoring blade. Okay. I will say this little piece going in the garbage. There's not much more I can do with that. Okay, so I'm going to take this and, oh, where's my other little pieces? I'm just going to test something out on my card. So these are going to go on the long way. Okay, so they're going to go the lengthways. And this is going to go, no, this one's going to go up here. This is going to go this way. So then I'm going to get the stripes going this way. So I think what I needed to do was I needed to turn my paper, and I didn't do it. So if I wanted the stripes to go up and down like this, I needed to turn my paper. Do you see how that works? It's just a little trick and it works every time. So I'm going to cut 1 inch. And I might be able to get the 3 inches out of here. Well, look at that. And again, this one I'm going to throw out. Okay. So there you can see the difference when you turn that paper. I didn't turn the paper here, but I wanted the stripes going this way. And so when I turned my paper, it worked. Okay. I don't need to think about it. I don't need to kill brain cells trying to think about it, but you just turn the paper. It always works. It always works. So I will throw those back in my tray. Okay. And this one as well, because we're all done. Now I need to find a white piece. And the white piece that's going in the center will be 3 by 2. Okay. See, I'm just using scrap paper. I'll just take that little piece off. 3 by 2. And this can still, oh, sorry, this little piece can still be used for something else. I could probably trim it off right now. Have it trimmed. And this will go in the garbage, and this still can be used for a sentiment. Okay, so there we go. We have the center. All right, let's glue it up. Okay. Let's grab some glue. That's my fuller container. Okay, so we're going to take the longer pieces. And you're going to leave about 1/8 of an inch around the edge. Okay, just eyeball it. Okay, don't secure it right down right away, because then you can adjust things when you put all the other pieces on. And this one just goes up near the top. Okay, see how pretty that's looking already? And this one is going to go here. I haven't really secured them down yet, because if I need to adjust them because my eyes weren't adjusting things correctly, I have a chance to move them. Somehow these look wider, but I think it's the no, they are 1 inch. It's the lines make it look wider. An optical illusion. Now we can have the card going this way, or we can have the card going this way. So it doesn't matter. I'm going to have it going this way. I got some little tails there. Just taking those off. I think my cutter blade needs replacing. Okay, so I've secured those down. Whoops, I think I could have moved that one down, and I think it's too late. Okay, you know what? No one's going to notice. They're going to look at the finished card and say, my, oh my, isn't that beautiful? So that's going to fit in the center there. Okay, so, I think I'm going to trim it off. I think there must be something. I'm just going to trim it off about 1/8 of an inch. So you can always do adjustments later. And see, that looks better to me because I see more blue around the middle of the card. Okay, so now we're going to get a sentiment. I just pulled, we could use a greeting, and I just pulled out this. I just got it yesterday. I ordered everyday greetings because I was looking for the word anniversary. In all the stamp sets I have, anniversary is not in there. So I have the word anniversary, but I love stamp sets that have different fonts in it. So I have an anniversary here and an anniversary script. And I see birthday. Where's happy? Best wishes, thinking of you, love you. Anniversary wishes, birthday wishes. Let's do that. Let's do birthday wishes. So breaking in a brand new stamp set. So this is birthday and wishes. Okay. All right. Now, this comes in two separate pieces, but we're going to take our stamp set. I've got an old stamp I was using previously, and I'm going to put birthday on there. Oops. Birthday up the top. And just make sure you have, and so you can see, I can see it from this side. So birthday wishes. And then what you can do is, I think I need to adjust this, is stamp it off. Okay, so I'm going to get my Night of Navy stamp set out. And I'm going to tap, 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 tap. And this is a new stamp set. So this is always a good thing to do. You can see I've tilted my stamp set. You don't want to do that. Do as I say, don't do as I do. Oh, I love the script on that. That is beautiful. I think I'm going to move the birthday a little closer, but just wipe this ink off because I don't want inky fingers. I always get inky fingers. Always. I don't know why, but my fingers get in there. So let's see what that one does. I do love this, the script. That's beautiful. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp it to one side, and I do need a foam because this is a clear polymer stamp set. And so I do need foam underneath, but I'm going to just slide it under my paper so that I don't get it on the foam pad. Okay, so I'm going to tap, 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 tap. And I'm going to put the birthday wishes over to the side so I can wrap the ribbon on this side. Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at that. I love that script. That is beautiful. And look, I've got ink on my fingers. Never fails. Oh my gosh. But remember our trick. Hand sanitizer. Okay, so I'm going to just, again, not on your table. I think I showed you one time and it was on my table and I squirted all over my work. Yeah, don't want to do things over your work. All right, put my glue cap on. Let's go to my ribbon basket. You've seen my ribbon basket before. And let's see. I do like this blue. We could just do it once around like that, the ribbon. But I really wanted to show you. I don't think the twine will go very well. Oh, blue and silver go really well. I showed you a gold one. Let's do silver. Okay. If I had a narrower dark navy blue, I think that would look really nice. But I find that ribbon really heavy with the font that I've used. So again, using sticky adhesive on the back, I'm going to take the silver, and I want to leave enough to be able to tie at the front. So I've got that stuck. I'm going to wrap this around. Now you can see there's a see, I got some blue on the label. Well, I'll show you what to do with that. So just wrap that around like that. Don't pull it too tight because you don't want the cardboard to bend. And this is where I do cut it off. In the first video I showed you about all be decked in ribbons. Sorry, I'm out of camera zone here. I did not cut it off, but this time I did. And what I'm going to do is just tie it, probably down near the bottom here. Just tie it in a knot. That's all I'm going to do, is tie it in a knot. My fingers are not cooperating tonight. So there we go. Okay, so we've got that down. Now I'm going to use some dimensionals and get that up a bit on the card. I think that's what made the difference on that blue card as well, is that the sentiment was popped up a bit, and I think it just adds some dimension to it. Oh, I got more than I need. Take my little backings off. Okay. All right. So pop this on here. Just eyeball. Whoops, a little crooked. And there we go. Okay. So there we go. So the ribbon pretty well covers that little spot up, but whoops, sorry, there you go. I was up to a little too high. So birthday wishes. I love that font. That is beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, we could do, you know what? There are so many ways you could use this. We could do sending wishes on your birthday. So you could really add something. Wow. Yeah, there's lots that we could do with that. So there we go. Doing a birthday card. Okay. Now, if I see that little blue spot, let's just do something about that. Let's get our gems out. Our bedazzled gems. Let me see if ooh, these go really well. This color is beautiful. Okay, let's put one there. Let's put a little one over here on that blue spot. And then let's put one over here. And there we go. Okay, so we covered up the little spot. No one's going to know. We've tied this off. We wrapped the ribbon, this is just metallic cording. We wrapped it around the card and then just tied it off and then lifted it up with dimensionals. I think it just makes a really pretty card. So there's one that we did for Christmas. I showed you earlier, and then this one we did for a birthday. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the green, and we're just going to cut this. I have a pretty big sheet there, but I have smaller ones here. These, I just don't need to do anything with those. Okay, let's get our cutter out. Get the scoring blade out of the way. All right, so I'm going to do 1-inch strips. And this is this paper I haven't, sorry, Shouldn't have saw that. You should not have seen that. I was going to say, oh my goodness. My language today, even at work, it was something else. All right, so I think I should be able to get the 4 1/4 out of here. And so you're just working with 2 measurements, 4 1/4, 1 inch strips and 4 1/4, or 1 inch strips by 3. So you get pretty familiar with, and there's a little scrap that I'm going to throw out. Okay, so we're done with that piece. Grab this piece up here. And so I want this to be going up and down like that. So again, I want to turn my paper. It's just a neat little trick. Just if it's directional paper, just turn it and it all works out. Okay. And this one is going to be 3 inches. Sorry about that. That was my little puppy, my Dutchie, and we had visitors borrowing some soy sauce. So, yep, he was just letting me know someone was here. All right, so this one, 3 inches. I wonder if this one I can get 3 inches out of it. Oh, that is close, close, close. I just have to trim it a bit. Now, definitely, see, that is a piece that can go in the garbage. It's not worth keeping. So there we go. I have the smaller pieces. Okay. And I need to find some white. All right. So I have white and we're going to cut 2 by 3. So I'm going to do 3 inches down this way. Doesn't really matter which way, but I just figure I can get, keep this bigger piece and get a 2 inch out of here. Okay, so another different kind of rectangle. Okay, all right, so I'm going to put my cutting blade away and I'm going to pull out my green card and my pieces, gather them up. Gosh, I love the softness of this green. I think it's called succulent green. All right, so let's get this all glued down. And I think I'm going to do it this way again. I don't know, I think this pattern lends itself really well to. Maybe that's why I don't like that first card, because I did it landscape. No, portrait instead of landscape. And maybe I like this pattern in a landscape card instead. But we'll see. I may change my mind. You know what? That's our prerogative. We can do that while we're making cards. For sure. Okay, so just make sure it's an 1/8. Well, that one's not quite. Got glue there. Okay, let's secure that down. All right, and then I'm going to stamp this off with another Christmas greeting. Okay, so I've got my ink pad. I'm going to stamp this, and that fits on there perfect. I'm going to tap, 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 tap. Not everything was coated. It's looking almost better. Okay, so let's do Peace on Earth up. Let's do the sentiment higher up. There we go. And then we'll wrap the ribbon around the bottom, or the twine, or whatever we pick. So let's see what we pick. Let's put some sticky on the bottom. Grab my basket. I don't have a lot of, I think this works well with thinner, with cording. So I'm gonna, oh, stuck to my basket. Ooh, I'm almost out of that. All right. This has done a tremendous amount of cards. Tremendous amount. I was doing cards last year for Christmas. I've done birthday cards and get well cards, and oh my gosh. So this has gone a long way, and I've still got some. Okay, so I've wrapped it around. I'm gonna cut it off. And then tie it up. So I've got it longer here, shorter at this end. So I'll do it at this end. Looks like I might have, don't want to pull that too tight. Don't want to pull the cardstock into a loop. So there we go, peace on earth. I think I just may trim these off a bit. So I do get a little bit of wastage off of that, and then get my Stampin' Dimensionals, put those on the back. One in the middle just to keep things up. Take my sticky off. There we go. So see, I changed my mind. So I'm lining it up with the top of this and the bottom of this, and just giving some green there, and there we go. I do like it better on the green myself, but which one do you like? This one or that one? Let me know. Okay. So there we go. We've made some cards with rectangles and scrap pieces. So we're using up our scraps. So I had shown you this one for a Christmas card. So rectangles and wrapping cording around. Again, rectangles, wrapping cording around. I love this one for birthday. I love that font. I love that font. Really nice. And the blue gemstones on there, really nice. And then this one, I love this on the green. The green just makes it pop. So there you go. All rectangles and wrapping ribbon. And you've got a beautiful card, Christmas cards, birthday cards, whatever, thank you cards. You could make multiples like really, really quickly using this pattern. And I'm going to drop the dimensions down in the bottom. It's still the same card dimension. Scored at 4 1/4, cut at 5 1/2. And some are portrait and some are landscape, but it's the same card. It's the same card size and cut the same and scored the same. So, and then what I love about this pattern is that you get to use more of your larger stamps on the front. I find sometimes by the time I get my card decorated, I don't have a lot of room for a lot of big words, and I do have some beautiful larger stamps, so it allows me to use those up as well. So there we go. Thank you for allowing me to spend time with you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for spending time and watching my movies, but most of all, I hope it encourages you to make cards. It's so rewarding, and to be able to give cards. Now, we're in a mail strike here in Canada right now, so it kind of sucks right before Christmas. So we can't mail them out. But definitely when we're, going somewhere or meeting up with someone, it's an opportunity to share kindness one card at a time. Thank you for joining me.